There are secrets that are not merely buried beneath lies, but carefully nurtured by years of unwavering belief. When that veil is torn away, no one can predict what will collapse first: reputation, family bonds, or the very identity a person has built their life upon. In the shadow of sealed files and clinical test results that once seemed meaningless, a cold truth begins to spread like a crack across glass. At the center of that fracture stands Ted, a man who once believed his family was the last fortress that could never be breached. Ted was never prepared for the shock when the truth surfaced that neither Kat nor Eva was his biological daughter. In that single moment, the foundation of trust he had built over decades was ripped apart, turning every cherished memory into something fragile and uncertain. His pain was not only rooted in deception, but in the haunting question of whether the love he had given Kat and Eva had been built upon an illusion. He replayed memories of pride as Kat grew into her strength, and the rare, quiet moments when Eva sought his guidance. Now those memories felt clouded by doubt. He did not know who angered him more: the person who concealed the truth, or himself for failing to see what had been hidden in plain sight. The sense of betrayal seeped into Ted like a slow, unhealed wound. He began dissecting the past, searching for signs he had missed. His anger hardened him, turning him distant and cold, unintentionally pushing Kat and Eva away when they, too, were reeling from the revelation. Kat, who had always carried herself with confidence and resolve, felt her dignity deeply wounded. She had not only lost the certainty of blood ties, but now faced the quiet scrutiny of the man she once considered her anchor. His silence cut deeper than accusations. She questioned whether the love she had known had ever been unconditional or merely a duty rooted in a false belief. Eva responded differently. The truth left her shaken and terrified. She had always felt the need to prove herself, to earn her place. And now the absence of biological connection made her fear she could lose everything. Her insecurity left her vulnerable, and Leslie quickly recognized that weakness. While Ted struggled internally, Leslie saw the larger threat. If the secret became public, the control she had maintained would unravel. Reputation, assets, and old arrangements could be dragged into the light. Leslie did not choose confrontation, she chose manipulation. Quietly, she planted seeds of doubt in Ted's mind, suggesting that Kat and Eva might have known all along and kept the secret to protect their own interests. At the same time, she subtly fueled tension between the two young women, hinting to Kat that Eva might try to win Ted's sympathy, while convincing Eva that Kat would seize the opportunity to push her out. Half-truths and insinuations worked quickly, thickening the air with suspicion. Ted, fueled by wounded pride, began making impulsive decisions. In anger, he considered altering legal documents tied to inheritance, as if severing blood ties on paper would restore control. The move placed Kat on the defensive, pushing her toward a fierce determination to uncover the full truth behind the tampered test results years ago. Eva, caught in the crossfire, felt like a pawn in a power struggle she never chose. Driven by desperation, she began searching for evidence Leslie had tried to conceal. As pieces of the past resurfaced, a deeper threat emerged. The altered test results were not an accident, but a deliberate act. If exposed, The fallout would not only devastate the family, but ignite legal consequences. Leslie realized events were slipping beyond her control. She faced a choice: confess partially to preserve some dignity or escalate her schemes to silence the truth entirely. Meanwhile, Ted confronted a question that cut deeper than biology. Does blood truly define fatherhood? His rage slowly gave way to emptiness as he recognized that years of love could not simply be erased by a laboratory report. Yet admitting that meant surrendering pride and facing the depth of betrayal. Kat and Eva, each in her own way, stood at a crossroads, cling to resentment or fight to redefine what family truly means. This crisis was never only about DNA. It was about trust, power, and the fragile bonds people choose to believe in. In trying to protect herself, Leslie had driven everyone into a spiral of suspicion and pain. Each misguided decision widened the divide. And as the full truth loomed dangerously close to exposure, every one of them stood on the edge of a choice that could reshape their fate. Continue the war to defend their pride, or accept loss in order to preserve the one thing that still remained, the love that once existed, even if it was never written in blood.